The Toyota Corolla Cross is sitting in showrooms right now with a price tag starting around $26,000. And for a lot of buyers, that number alone is enough to close the deal. But there are some things about this SUV that Toyota isn't putting in the brochure. 7 of them, to be precise, and they're the kind of things that can change your mind before you sign anything. Number 7. Underwhelming gas engine. Think about the last time you merged onto a highway and needed your car to respond. Now imagine that moment dragging out for what feels like an eternity. That's the reality with the gas-powered Corolla Cross. Under the hood sits a 2.0-liter 4-cylinder producing 169 horsepower and 150 pound-feet of torque. On paper, those numbers look passable. Behind the wheel, the picture changes fast. Testing showed a 0 to 60 time of 9.2 seconds in all-wheel drive trim, nearly half a second slower than the already unhurried Honda HR-V. Push the engine hard and it turns coarse and buzzy. It never gets truly aggressive and it never gets genuinely quick. Here's where it starts to matter in real life. Anyone who's ever tried to merge onto a busy interstate in a vehicle that just won't commit knows how stressful that moment gets. You're pressing the accelerator, the engine is making noise, and the gap you needed is already closing. That's the kind of experience the Corolla Cross's gas engine is going to deliver on a regular basis. For daily errands around town, it manages. For anything that requires real confidence on the road, it's gonna leave you wishing you had more under your right foot. And considering how many capable engines are available from rivals at this exact price point, that's a tough pill to accept. A slow engine is one problem, but what happens when you finally get up to speed and look around at what you're sitting in? That's where reason number 6 comes in. Number 6. Basic interior. There's a version of simple that feels intentional and clean. Then there's a version that just feels like corners were cut. The Corolla Cross falls into the second category. Lower trims come loaded with hard plastics that don't exactly inspire confidence, and the overall layout leans heavily on function without much attention paid to feel. It works, it just doesn't impress. Even the higher XLE trim, where faux leather upholstery and heated front seats start showing up, can't fully shake that budget sensibility. Consider what spending a day running errands actually looks and feels like from inside a vehicle. You're touching the center console, adjusting the climate controls, resting your hand on the armrest. Those surfaces and materials are communicating something about the vehicle every time you interact with them. And in the Corolla Cross, what they're communicating is that cost-cutting happened here. Rivals like the Mazda CX-30 are delivering near-premium cabin quality at similar price points. For buyers spending close to $30,000 on a new vehicle, the cabin experience is going to land as a disappointment. Solid build quality and a genuinely pleasant interior are not the same thing. And at this price, you deserve both. And if the interior already feels like a letdown at a standstill, wait until the road starts talking back through the cabin walls, because that's exactly what's happening in number 5. Number 5. Poor sound insulation. Here's something that doesn't show up in spec sheets but shows up every single time you get behind the wheel. Road noise, wind noise, engine drone. The Corolla Cross is carrying a known weakness here, and it affects the driving experience in a way that compounds over time. At city speeds, it's manageable. Get onto a highway or hit a patch of rough pavement, and the cabin starts working against you. The engine is going to be making itself heard, especially under load, when it revs up and stays there in that droning way CVT-equipped vehicles tend to do. A long drive to visit family or a road trip you've been planning should feel relaxed, not like a battle against your own car's noise. Rivals are treating cabin refinement as a priority. The Corolla Cross is still treating it as an afterthought. So the cabin is noisy and the materials feel basic, but pull open the rear door and try to get comfortable back there, because number 4 is going to hit close to home for anyone who regularly carries passengers. Number 4. Tight rear seats. The Corolla Cross is carrying a contradiction. It markets itself as a practical family SUV, but anyone riding in the back row is going to feel the limitations pretty quickly. Legroom is below average for the segment, and taller passengers are going to feel it on anything longer than a short trip across town. Families with young children know how much effort goes into a proper child seat installation. In the Corolla Cross, that process gets harder than it should be, largely because of the narrower rear door opening and the compressed space behind the front seats. The rear seats do fold for added cargo room, but they don't fold completely flat, another frustration stacking on top of the others. A vehicle at this price point should be making family life easier, not harder. Tight rear seats are one thing, but what about the experience of driving this SUV every day? Number 3 reveals something that affects every single journey. Number 3. Forgettable road manners. There's a floor for acceptable driving dynamics, and the Corolla Cross is operating close to it. This isn't a vehicle that rewards the driver. The steering is tuned for comfort to the point where feedback disappears. Body roll in corners is noticeable. The overall impression is of something going through the motions, getting you from point A to point B without any engagement in the process. The ride is smooth, but there's a version of smooth that borders on disconnected, where the car doesn't communicate what it's doing or what the road beneath it is doing. The Mazda CX-30 is athletic and precise. The Hyundai Kona offers an optional turbocharged engine that transforms the driving experience entirely. The Corolla Cross, by comparison, is content to fade into traffic. Some buyers are willing to trade driving excitement for fuel savings, and that's exactly why Toyota offers the hybrid. But that powertrain is carrying a problem of its own, and it's one that's hard to ignore once you notice it. Number 2. Inconsistent regenerative braking with hybrid. If the gas version's sluggish acceleration is the deal breaker for some, the hybrid was supposed to be the answer, and in several ways it is. 196 combined horsepower, a 7.6-second run to 60 miles per hour, and 42 miles per gallon combined. But the hybrid is carrying its own problem that doesn't announce itself in a spec sheet. The regenerative braking system is inconsistent in a way that keeps you on edge. Lifting off the throttle sometimes produces smooth, nearly imperceptible deceleration. Other times it produces an abrupt, jerky slowdown that catches you off guard, on flat roads, on downhills, in normal mode, and in eco mode alike. Braking confidence is something drivers build over time with a vehicle. When a braking system behaves differently from one moment to the next, that confidence never fully develops. For a powertrain trying hard to present itself as refined and easy to live with, this is a meaningful flaw that Toyota's engineers have clearly not resolved. The braking inconsistency is frustrating, but it's connected to something deeper about this powertrain. That brings us straight to number 1. Number 1. Uninspiring CVT gearbox. Continuously variable transmissions have come a long way. Some manufacturers have genuinely cracked the code on making them smooth and easy to forget. Toyota has not done that with the Corolla Cross. The CVT, particularly in hybrid trim, is noticeable in all the wrong moments. Under full acceleration, the engine ramps up to around 5,000 revolutions per minute and then slowly continues climbing as the transmission hunts for its footing. Around town, the powertrain moan is a constant companion, more present than it would be with a traditional automatic. Motor Trend flagged the gumminess of this unit directly, noting it more than in comparisons with other CVT-equipped rivals. There's a specific kind of frustration that comes with a gearbox that keeps reminding you it's there. Every time you pull away from a light and feel that rubbery, searching quality underfoot, it chips away at the ownership experience in a subtle but consistent way. The Corolla Cross has genuine strengths. Fuel economy, standard safety features, and Toyota's reliability record are real advantages. But a CVT that refuses to stay out of the conversation is a daily friction point buyers are going to carry for as long as they own this vehicle. A sluggish engine, a cabin that feels a price bracket below what's being charged, road noise that compounds over distance, rear seats that fall short for families, driving dynamics with little engagement, a hybrid braking system that can't find its own consistency, and a CVT that constantly makes itself known. These 7 compromises add up to a strong case for exploring what else this segment has to offer before making a final decision. But even with these weak points, the Corolla Cross remains one of the most rational options in the segment. Going for the larger RAV4, which you can check out in our next video, won't solve all the issues either. Although redesigned, the world's most popular crossover comes with several weak points, from bad sound insulation to a complete lack of a gas-only version.